Hey, P. Winarski here. I am excited that it is Friday. It happens to be Friday the 13th, which means that for many of you superstitious people out there, you're like, oh man, don't go outside, stay in where it's safe. And, hey, that's not exactly how it works, right? There's this superstition thing, but is there really bad luck out there? In fact, is there any luck at all? Well, that's the conversation in today's Facebook Live, this video that we're shooting. Now, we are streaming live across our page on our More Revenue, More Profit group, and also on our YouTube channel. So we are in multiple places right now, and we will rebroadcast this on our Business Results Radio podcast. So you're catching this from a bunch of different spots, and it may be that you're catching it on Friday the 13th live with us right here, but it may also be that you're catching it afterwards. And so date aside, I'm setting the context for you so you know exactly where and when this is recorded on Friday the 13th, right? The whole thing about good luck, bad luck, the black cat cross in front of you. Of course, Halloween just happened, right? So the black cat didn't cross in front of me. The big black bear did, though, stalking out the candy that was left, at the end of the driveway. That was kind of an interesting special phenomenon. Unexpected to see Mama taking baby bear out for trick or treating. It happens, I guess, right? So the thing about Friday the 13th is just another day. Now, what's interesting is I've had a lot of Friday the 13th over the course of my life. My dad's birthday is on the 13th of September, right? So there have been some Friday the 13th on his birthday. And I got to tell you, he never made a big deal of it, right? So that's the thing. Here's the story about luck. In fact, I'm gonna just share some definitions. This is pretty interesting. Because there's obviously, we think about luck as this phenomenon that causes the outcome. And so on Friday the 13th, the cause of the outcomes that are bad, we say, oh, look, that was because of bad luck, Friday the 13th. So one of the definitions here, looking on my phone, right? An unknown and unpredictable phenomenon that causes an event to result one way rather than another way. So if you are on Friday the 13th and believe in bad luck, and then you get in a car accident, fender bender on the way home, you're like, oh, curse you, Friday the 13th, curse you, bad luck. Well, I got news for you. That's not what did it, right? Similarly, if you have the luck of the Irish, and you find a $20 bill laying on the ground, then it's like, yes, once again, luck has favored me. Well, I got news for you there too. It didn't happen quite that way. So here's another, circumstances. It's interesting. The definition. It says your overall circumstances. So luck as your overall circumstances or condition in life, basically including everything that happens to you, defines your luck. So are you lucky or not? Do you define yourself to be a lucky person? So here's the thing. You kind of follow along with what you believe to happen, to what you believe will is your interpretation of the situations at hand. So if you get all zeroed into, man, this bad thing that happened is because I am just so unlucky, what you're doing is you're putting out this vibe and reinforcing in your unconscious mind, right? The way your brain works. We'll get to that in a second. As clearly I have bad things happen to me, and you begin this self-fulfilling prophecy of give me more bad stuff. And then you start to notice bad stuff. And it's like, look, there's more proof. Man, it's a slippery slope. Don't go there. I'm telling you, do not. Friday the 13th is just the 13th day of this calendar month. That's it. Nothing else special, good or bad about it. Here's the way your unconscious mind works on these things. And you've probably heard me talk about this before. This is a description that I learned from Sean Smith years ago, my friend Sean. And here are the basics. Let me just lay it out. So there's a few jobs that your brain has. Your brain wants to keep you safe. Your brain wants to make sense of things, and your brain wants to be right. Okay, pretty fundamental, basic three things that your unconscious mind is trying to do. So it's here to support you. It wants to support you in some way. So it wants to keep you safe. And as you encounter different events, it starts to create some meaning to it. And it says, that happened because blank. Or it's, when people are evil, people are good, whatever, right? You come up with this interpretation that's totally bogus, right? There's no evidence other than your brain assigning it. But then it starts to look for evidence and come up with more and more examples. It's almost like a file cabinet, and it's putting facts and data. What it sees as facts. These are not facts. These are just your interpretation of a situation. Pretty interesting, because we'll take that to be fact, and we'll take it to be there for our belief, and we anchor it in really, really solidly. And then as a result, we end up carving these deep rooted pathways in our brain, paths of how we think things should work. So if you keep telling yourself that Friday the 13th is an unlucky day and bad things happen, and then the fender bender on the way home, or you trip and fall and you bruise your knee, or you got a phone call and someone says, hey, I got to cancel our plans for later this weekend, not able to get together with you. And you can go on and on. Let's say a client calls and says, I got to reschedule this meeting, listen, we're not going to be able to pay your invoice on time, or and you just go down the list and you say, well, that's clearly because it's Friday the 13th. It's an unlucky day. You just gave your center core power away to something that's a day on a calendar. What's wrong with you, man? It doesn't work that way. Similarly, why not? Here's the question. Why not just turn the switch and say that everything, one, is just neutral? It just is. This is one of the conversations we have with our clients all the time, which is, it's just facts and data. It's just a situation. There's no meaning associated with it. It's just an event that happens. What you assign in terms of meaning after that then creates a little bit deeper of an outcome as goodness or badness. And there is no good or bad. It just is. So there's a couple lessons learned here. Number one is there ain't no such thing as bad luck, and there ain't no such thing as good luck. There's no luck. It's your outcomes are a function of you putting in some focus, some time, some effort, some setting some goals, some deciding what it is you want. You set your intentions, you hold your intentions, you put the effort in, you do the work, and over time you create results. That's it. Now, yes, all of you law of attraction people are going to start throwing things at me, and I get it, because I happen to believe that also your mind, what you focus on, you begin to attract in, right? Where you put your energy is what you get more of. And that happens because you start to direct your unconscious mind at the things that you want to zero in on. So if you have a goal, for example, to, let's say, increase the number of clients that you have, or the number of customers that you have out of a new service line that you're just launching. Let's say that that's your goal. And you're focusing on, how do I get access to more people? How do I get in front of more people? How do I have more conversations? And you start to get the idea flow coming. And then as a result, the number of customers and clients you have goes up. Well, that's the result of the process you followed, the work. Do you get ideas? Yes, that's your unconscious mind firing, the biology side. Do you discover that, from a law of attraction standpoint, all of a sudden the perfect client, the perfect customer is standing in front of you and they introduce themselves to you out of the blue? Yeah, I believe that happens. It's up to you to recognize it though. And that's where if you're looking at bad luck, well, that ain't good. It's not going to happen. I know I keep using poor English here, but I'm trying to demonstrate that's just silliness. Versus if you have, from an attraction standpoint, you're thinking about, hey man, everything I touch turns to gold, and you're confident and you go out there and you behave and you believe that you are capable and competent, and everything you touch turns to gold in a metaphorically speaking way, that you can now create, and you look for more evidence and create that to be your new reality. So any situation is just a situation. You create your own luck by how you prepare, by how you play the game, by how you show up, by how you get your brain and your mind aligned. You think optimistically and positively about various situations, and you get in and you just play. You take action. You're not afraid. You don't sit back. You're not like, Friday the 13th, man, I'm not leaving the house. That's silly. Don't play that game that way. Right. So anyway, I think Friday the 13th is just a day. You create your own luck by what you believe is going to happen. You create your own results is a better way to say it. It's not really you're creating your own luck, because I don't think luck really exists. It's the function of how you do what you do. Remember those definitions. It's not an external set of circumstances that are knocking you one way or another. It's you directing yourself where you want to go. So I hope you direct yourself to where you want to go. I hope you do join us. I want you to comment below about, what are your thoughts about this conversation about luck? Do you play the game in a way that you are creating excellent results that you're happy with? Or are you creating results that you're not happy with? And are you blaming bad luck, which is not a very productive thing to do? Or are you giving credit and gratitude and honoring the people that have supported you along the way to make the results a reality for you? That's the game. All right, folks, we'll catch you again soon.